Alright, once the cover is off, what we want to do is remove the primary clutch. This connects to your motor, this connects to your transmission. The belt is what connects to both. This belt rides up and down on both the primary and secondary pulleys. You can change the weights inside the primary on the Can-Am, and the spring rates on the primary and secondary to compensate for bigger tires or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the primary off. Pop it loose. Make sure that the primary is coming off with the bolt. If not, pull it out just a little bit. Hit it with a hammer, rubber mallet to knock it free. It'll pop loose. Then you're able to take it out because it is under pressure. You pull it free. This is the spring cap. This is your one-way bearing right here. Don't pull this out just yet because there is some small springs and two little caps. That is up underneath here, connected to the shaft. That will pop everywhere, and they're usually on back order, and it takes a while to get them, so you'll be down for a little bit. I'll set this to the side, and we'll work on that here in a little bit. Second thing is to take the secondary off. Notice that the belt's still on, still got tension on it. That's okay for right now. It's not going to hurt anything. Pop it loose, be sure that it is coming off with it. Notice that it is under a lot of pressure too. Pop it loose. You can take the belt off first if you want. That is your secondary. Secondary spring. This is your helix. This is what is breaking on everybody's bike. I know they've came out with a couple of upgrades. This one seems to be doing pretty good with me. Haven't broke it yet. Notice I said yet. Alright. The one-way bearing, when you have to seal the back side of your belt housing, you're going to need to remove this side of the pulley for your primary. And in order to do that, you're going to need a tool. Looks like this. You can get this from any Can-Am dealership. They should have it. It screws in, and as it screws in and hits the end of the shaft, the threads goes into the pulley and it'll pop it off. Once that's off, you can remove all of your bolts, take that loose, seal everything up, and reinstall all your clutch. One-way bearing, I'm gonna pull this loose so you can see exactly how that is. Be very careful as you're pulling this guy off. Let me find my springs. There's one, there's the other. Springs around the shaft, one-way bearing. It's got Looks like it's almost threaded on the inside of it. I don't know if you could see that very well or not. But here are the springs and caps. They are real small. That's about, I don't know, $30 worth of parts right there. Done lost them. Had to go buy more. Wasn't fun. Took a while to get them in. Put them everything back in. Springs go in first. There's 2 holes in the shaft that they go in. You just insert the spring in the holes along with the caps. Hold them in with your fingers. There it goes in. There you go. It's back in. Alright. This is your standard Epi Clutch Kit. You got a white primary, a red secondary. These are designed for your mud riding, big tires, but some have changed these out to different spring rates, which is all it is, just different color springs that represent the different spring rates to give the desired reaction out of your transmission, out of your bike. If you want more low end, if you want it to engage at a higher RPM, or if you want more top end speed or less top end speed, you can do that by adjusting these springs and also the weights, which I'll show you later in your clutch. The EPI just comes with the primary and secondary spring. The Dalton kit, I'm not sure exactly, but I do believe it comes with either a primary and secondary spring and some clutch weights. So let's put this guy in. We're going to start with the secondary spring. It's a little bit harder to do, so should be fun. We'll put the helix back in. Make sure it lines up in the grooves. We'll take our secondary clutch. We will remove the secondary spring. It's black. See a side-by-side comparison to this. It looks about the same. The stock is a little bit taller. The coils, notice there's less coils. There is less coils on the EPI spring compared to the stock spring. It goes in the same location as the stock spring. What I like to do is notice how there's grooves in your pulley. These corresponds to the teeth sticking out on your helix. What I try to do is go ahead and line these up before I put it in. We got a teeth on the top. We got a groove that will be on the top. Slide in with the shaft. And let's see if I can get this in right. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. There you go. And we will tighten that back down. Notice how I didn't put the belt back on? We'll do that later on.